Good morning, Sainers. Welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly for the 8th of September 2025. First round of finals is done, and there's a little bit of news to talk about in the last 7 days for St Kilda. But first off, let's thank the sponsor of the video, as always, Inglewood Coffee Roasters. Check out their website at inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. You got the discount code coffee, tea, chai products, always that stuff. They've been awesome for the channel, and hopefully you've enjoyed their coffee as well. So check them out when you can. Okay, straight into it. Let's kick it off with AFLW. The girls played on Saturday night against Hawthorn, and the vibes there would have been good because I think the Hawks in the men's actually just won their final against the Giants, so there was good vibes there for them. But unfortunately for us, it wasn't good vibes. We went down by 23 points, 5-10-40 to 2-5-17. I think that is our third loss in a row now since the opening game of the weekend, which puts us in 14th position on the ladder with 1 win, 3 losses, and a percentage of 53.2. We play Essendon next, who are 7th on the ladder and 3-1 out of 4. So that's going to be a tough one to bounce back from, but we absolutely need to show something because we haven't been great in the last 3 weeks since that really exciting win in round 1. So yeah, Nicky Dell's got his hands full there, but hopefully the girls can bounce back against the Bombers in the next game. I wanted to quickly also go through the current out-of-contract situation at the Saints. We'll talk about certain players in a little bit, but I just wanted to round it out and break it down. So McLennan is delisted. Sean Maker, TBC, we're not too sure yet what's happening there. Uncontracted. Harry Boyd delisted. Jimmy Webster's retired. Max Heath is unsigned, but looking like Melbourne bound, so he might be a D next season. Zane Cordy is off the books. Zach Jones, TBC, and is there Jack Carroll there as well, so TBC. So there's a couple of nervous players there that are waiting, I guess, for certain key decisions to happen at St Kilda HQ. So you'd imagine, that they're probably looking around the most of them. Marcus Windhager is obviously the big one there. He's unsigned, and he's a non-free agent, obviously. So if he did go to Melbourne, which is the rumour at the moment, they're looking like they've been able to offer him a pretty significant deal, more than us. I don't know if it's 5 years, but we've offered 4. We started at 2. It's been moved, obviously. But my belief is it's very much just dollar amount and not so much years. I think it is the dollar amount, and there might be a bit of a disparity there. I did see a tweet online from a pretty well-known Saints fan who's well-connected at the club, and he mentioned that the difference in Melbourne and St Kilda's offer is about 50 grand a year. So I don't know if that's accurate, but if it's 50 grand a year, you'd imagine he signs. I just think if it's a huge amount, like if it's hundreds of thousands over 4 years, that's nearly $1 million. You can understand maybe it would be enticing to leave to go to Melbourne, but if it's close enough, I think it's good enough and it gets done. But right now, Mark Fine on SEN, he did mention the other night that he would, at this point in time, that Marcus wouldn't be playing at St Kilda and that St Kilda would have to move heaven and earth to get the job done. But that to me is just where I see it at the moment at 50-50. It's if we maybe shuffle a few things around and come to the party, it gets done. And if we don't, it probably doesn't get done. So it's very much on St Kilda and what they want to do, their strategy. I don't know what their thinking is in this situation, if this is linked in any way to other players we want to get in. But Windy is a heart and soul player and we love him. So absolutely every supporter out there wants us to retain Marcus Windhager. So hopefully we get some movement on that in the coming days. If it's Melbourne, their season's done. There's no reason to hold off on that. So I'd imagine we'll get a conclusion to that pretty soon. And just to quickly gloss over the other ones, Lee Kalir should be nominating St Kilda as his club of choice in the next 24 hours. That was broken last night by John Ralph. He mentioned that in the next 48 hours last night that when he has his exit interview with the GWS Giants, who were knocked out of finals on Saturday, that he will confirm St Kilda as his club of choice. We've also had Liam Ryan nominate us in the last 7 days. So the Premiership Eagle has done that. I've done a video on that as well. Rowan Marshall's the other one that is getting interesting. Geelong, fresh off a win in a prelim now, they've upped the ante on chatting to Rowan Marshall and pursuing him and seeing what can happen there. Again, he's contracted, so I'm not too worried about that situation. It's much harder when they're free agents and they can just go. But obviously, if Rowe were to go, it would have to be a significant deal that would benefit the football club. And Ross has made that clear, and I don't think we would deviate from that plan. Otherwise, we just hold Rowe to his contract. And very similar with Cal Wilkie, he's not going anywhere. He's potentially going to be our captain next season. Obviously, the Bulldogs offer was significant, and I think that's just, a way to probably gauge the market, and his agent probably gauging the market and seeing what he's worth, and that'll go back to St Kilda. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's announced captain and also signs, another 2-year extension on bigger money. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that's the case. But I don't think Cal's going anywhere. I think the club posted an postseason interview right after the Bulldogs news, and in that he said he's very excited for next year, and I just thought that was very clever marketing, very clever timing. And if he was out, club wouldn't be posting that. We've seen enough in the NAS world that there's certain hints along the way. And I think, again, contracted. And the Bulldogs were going for JSOS. And they couldn't match our bid or beat our bid to get JSOS, which is interesting because he's a free agent. You don't give up players or draft collateral, but Wilkie would. So it was, weird decision by the Dogs, who supposedly couldn't fit JSOS into their cap, but they could fit $1 million for Cal Wilkie. So interesting times. A lot of clubs are just feeling each other out. It's, we've been labelled the disruptors, and you can imagine that we've got a target on our head now. And a lot of clubs are going to try and pay overs for some of our players, prize them out, test our resolve and see if we're willing to match. Maybe Melbourne's doing that now, giving Windy a big offer and trying to force us to pay overs to just stuff our cap up. I don't know. But I can imagine a lot of clubs are a little bit annoyed about what we're doing. And you could tell the Dogs, of course they're annoyed. They wanted Silvagni. We get Silvagni. They try and come for our vice captain. So that's the news. That's exactly where everything sits at the moment. Feels like I'm doing a trade talk, but that's really where everything's at. So in terms of list management, I'm sure we'll get a more clearer understanding in the next couple of weeks once we understand who's coming in and that type of thing, with a few more players potentially that we're looking at. Anyway, Sainers, that's it for Saints TV Weekly. Thank you very much for watching. There'll be more videos to come in the next couple of days. Absolutely. I'll be doing a trade talk to kind of run through every situation that we are involved in, and obviously more videos to come as well. So thanks very much. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.